You know how some people say nothing lasts forever? Yeah, they've clearly never met soy sauce, honey, or that bag of rice you forgot about in 2014. In parts 1 and 2, we uncovered a pantry full of foods that refuse to die, from salt and vinegar to ghee and whiskey. But we're not done yet. There are still a few more time-defying foods hiding in your kitchen, quietly mocking expiration dates like they're mere suggestions. So grab your canned beans, pour yourself some instant coffee, and prepare to be amazed by the next chapter of edible immortality, right here on History of Food. Number 5, cornstarch. Let's start with something that's probably sitting in your cupboard right now. Cornstarch. That unassuming white powder you only remember exists when your gravy turns into soup? Yeah, that stuff is basically eternal. As long as it's kept dry, cornstarch doesn't spoil. Ever. It doesn't contain fats or proteins, which means bacteria and mold have nothing to feed on. The only real enemy is moisture. Once it clumps, the texture suffers, but it's still safe to use. Fun fact, cornstarch was originally used in the 1800s not for cooking, but for laundry and cosmetics. It only became a kitchen staple later when someone realized it could rescue runny sauces everywhere. So next time you're putting thickens perfectly, thank cornstarch, the low-key miracle worker that might outlast civilization. Number 4, powdered milk. Now this one might surprise you. Powdered milk. It doesn't sound glamorous, but it's a survivalist's best friend. When fresh milk spoils faster than your willpower on a diet, powdered milk stays strong, lasting up to 25 years when stored properly. The trick lies in the dehydration process. By removing moisture, you remove bacteria's ability to grow. Powdered milk gained popularity during World War II due to its lightweight, cost-effective, and easy-to-store properties. Soldiers, explorers, and astronauts have all relied on it to stay nourished when refrigeration wasn't an option. Sure, it may not taste as luxurious as fresh milk, but in an apocalypse scenario, that bland cup of rehydrated dairy dust is pure gold. And hey, it's great for baking. Cakes, bread, even lattes. So next time you run out of milk, just grab that old packet in the back of your pantry. It's probably been there since the early 2000s, and it's probably still fine. Here's another classic, dried pasta. You might not think of spaghetti as immortal, but it practically is. Unopened and stored in a cool, dry place, it can last for decades, even centuries. The secret? It's low in moisture and made from durum wheat semolina, which bacteria absolutely hate. Unless it's been exposed to humidity or pests, dried pasta remains perfectly edible. It may lose a bit of flavor or firmness, but it's still completely safe. In fact, dried pasta is one of the reasons Italy survived centuries of wars, droughts, and bad leadership. It's cheap, lightweight, and lasts forever. You can boil it in minutes and instantly feel like a Renaissance noble. And a fun fact, early pasta makers didn't even label expiration dates, because why would you? It's not like time stands a chance against penne. Number 2, pure vanilla extract. This one's for the bakers. Pure vanilla extract. The real deal, not the imitation stuff made from synthetic vanillin, can last forever if stored properly. Its secret weapon? Alcohol. Pure vanilla extract is made by soaking vanilla beans in ethanol, which acts as a preservative. The high alcohol content kills bacteria and prevents spoilage, making it one of the most durable ingredients in your pantry. Over time, it may actually get better. The flavor deepens and becomes richer like a fine wine. Just keep it away from sunlight and extreme heat, and you'll have a flavor bomb that can outlive any baking trend. Here's a fun twist. During Prohibition in the 1920s, vanilla extract was sometimes used as a sneaky substitute for booze. People were literally drinking vanilla shots to get around alcohol bans. And if you've ever smelled it straight from the bottle, you kind of get why. And taking the top spot on our list, corn syrup. The sugary, sticky liquid that's basically the cockroach of sweeteners. Pure corn syrup, especially the light kind, can last forever if stored properly. Its high sugar content and low water activity create an environment where bacteria just can't survive. Microbes take one look and go, nope, too sweet for us. Even if it crystallizes or darkens over time, it's still safe to use. Just warm it up and it'll flow like new. In fact, some people have found decades-old bottles of corn syrup in their grandparents' cupboards that are still perfectly fine. And here's a fun fact. Corn syrup's long shelf life is exactly why it's used in so many candies and processed foods. It keeps them soft, shiny, and sweet, even if they've been sitting on a store shelf since the Obama administration. Sure, it's not exactly the most glamorous food on the list, but if the apocalypse comes, you could probably glue a house together with this stuff and sweeten your pancakes with it. That's versatility. So what ties all these eternal edibles together? It's all about chemistry. The main enemies of food are moisture, air, and temperature. Remove water, block oxygen, or make the environment acidic or alcoholic, and bacteria simply can't survive. That's why most of these foods, from cornstarch to vanilla extract, are either bone dry or preserved in natural barriers like alcohol or salt. In a way, these foods are the superheroes of the culinary world. Not flashy, but always there when you need them. They're the reason humanity survived long before fridges, freezers, or best before dates existed. Okay, technically this deserves an honorable mention. Canned foods, when properly sealed, can last indefinitely. There have been reports of century-old cans of beef and beans being opened and found perfectly safe to eat. Though, to be clear, no one's recommending you start vintage dining. As long as the can isn't rusted, bulging, or leaking, the food inside remains sterile. The only real risk is taste. It'll probably be mushy and dull, but hey, it'll keep you alive. So yes, your great-grandkids could probably open that forgotten can of soup and survive on it, assuming they're cool with prehistoric chicken noodle. Here's the twist. Even though these foods never expire, they're not exactly eternal in flavor. Over time, the quality, color, and aroma might fade. Your vanilla extract might mellow, your noodles might lose crunch, your powdered milk might taste a little vintage. But that doesn't make them dangerous. It just means time had a little nibble. And maybe that's the beauty of it. These foods remind us that not everything has to be perfect or perishable. Some things are built to last, quietly, patiently, waiting in the back of your pantry like tiny edible time capsules. So there you have it, the final part of our trilogy on foods that never expire. From cornstarch and powdered milk to instant noodles, these culinary immortals prove that nature and science teamed up to make sure we'd never go hungry, even if civilization hits the reset button. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.